I still recall growing up, I was telling a good friend of mine, I don't know exactly what year it was, but then I was telling him that, whenever a Hollywood movie comes out where they show anything about future, some futuristic concept, that concept does come true sometime in the future. As an instance, if you recall the movie Matrix that came out in 1999 and Keanu Reeves' character Neo, then Neo had this metallic character at the back of his head. Once he was connected, he would enter this universe, this Matrix. He was able to do some incomprehensible things. At least that's what we would say back then. He was able to do Kung Fu. His famous dialogue that I know Kung Fu, as an instance, what Keanu Reeves says, has stayed till today with me. And I'm sure that this particular dialogue is not very far from actually realizing it, because the advancement in technology is changing so fast that it's very difficult to keep a tap on these developments. It is totally understandable that it is nerving. It does bring some anxiety in us, but there's a lot of excitement with all these changes and transformations. I would say metamorphosis, because we are entering new times, we are entering new age. Today's podcast highlights what AI agents are doing in the commerce world, how it impacts the business, how it impacts marketers, how we can prepare better for it before we feel like we are lagging behind. Let's dive into today's podcast. Now think about this. Last 40 years or so, every technological advancement that has happened, or any technology that has come in front of us, the whole idea has been to reduce the friction between humans and machines. As an instance, it all started with keyboards, where we would give commands and prompts on the keyboard and things would change on the screen. It would do certain things. It was a language to converse with the machines. Then came mice, which we still do as well. But mice came and we could move the cursor on the screen, on the digital screen. Then came the touch screens, as an instance. A good example is an iPhone. Then came voice. Alexa is a good example of that. So if you see, all these things have brought us closer to machines. That friction is reducing every time and again. New transformational technology has come in front of us. The next one in the frontier is AI agents. A very good example for this is what Amazon is doing with Buy For Me. Now, Buy For Me is a feature available on Amazon app. If you're searching for a product, you use Buy For Me feature. If that product is not available, then Buy For Me goes outside the Amazon's ecosystem, finds out that brand or product that you're looking for and presents you with that product. It's already on a trial basis at this point of time, so it's not fully out, so you may have not seen it. But the possibility of Buy For Me indicates towards the immediate future which is going to come. And already Visa and MasterCard are working towards the end of it, because when you're using these payment network cards, you're using them once you have seen the product and you're about to pay. MasterCard has a specific agent called Agent Pay. And Agent Pay has already been out and publicly disclosed. They are working in tune with different partners, experimenting it to make agents make payments on your behalf. Now, I will pause here for a second to make you understand what all is happening around here. When you have an agent, AI agent working for you, you have some sort of representation of you in the artificial universe, where they are doing the selection of the product for you. They're doing the entire workflow management for you. They're doing the checkout for you as well. So all this, if I go back to the initial point where I was talking about friction, the friction is only reducing so much that it has now come closer to the intention. Now, we as human beings are not very straightforward. We are complex creatures. At a particular point of time, when you're making a purchase, you have different thoughts in your mind. As an instant, you're thinking about that bill which is due, or maybe the cricket match India lost to Pakistan. So we are complex creatures is what I'm trying to say. So intentions are not that clear, but AI is getting better at inferring those intentions. How? Because it has access to our purchase history, the shopping that we have done, our browsing history, some location data, our calendars. If it combines all of this, then it is able to predict already what our next step will be. It is not able to decipher and actually read our intentions, but it is able to connect the dots that what our next steps will be, because we are predictable human beings. Now, this is where Google's agentic commerce is a great example to look at. It's already happening. Google is experimenting with agentic commerce, where it is making an infrastructure so that AI agents can actually do all this work on our behalf. While this is all about agentic commerce, there's another revolutionary concept shaping leaps and bounds. I'm talking about BCI. BCI stands for Brain Computer Interface. BCI works with signals that our neurons fire in our brain. How does that work? As an instance, when I'm moving my right hand or I'm moving my left hand, there are different neurons that fire. So it's not the same neuron. BCI is able to intercept that firing and takes it as a signal to decipher your next move. So it's not really reading your thoughts specifically as such, but it is indicating very closely what your next best probable step is going to be. Again, it's working on patterns. In a way, it is working on signals. It is working on inference, but it is very good at doing that because in 2024, Neuralink was able to successfully do that with a trial patient because they were able to actually move the cursor on the screen just through their intentions. So this is where technology is moving towards. Now, 1X is a company that has developed this Neo. Not from the Matrix movie I was talking, maybe the name came from the Matrix movie, probably it is, because this Neo is a humanoid. Now, this humanoid is able to do tasks for you in real. So you don't have to do the heavy lifting. You don't have to think about the chores. You don't have to think about making your chai because I love having chai in the morning. These are times that are not very far from us. It's already happening. You can purchase it. People are already doing a trial with Neo. Now, if I consolidate all of this together, then I would put this together or I will stack this together under the intention stack. Now, intention stack has 3 circles to it. Look at this diagram as an instance. You have at the innermost core the BCIs, which is all about intentions that I was talking about. BCIs are looking at the signals from your intentions. Then you have the AI agents, which are all about decisions. Now, AI agents, as I was emphasizing about, makes decisions on your behalf because it can go and shop, it can make those checkouts, it can do entire shopping for you and many more tasks for you. Then at the most outer layer is the humanoids. Now, humanoids is all about action. It is actually doing physical chores for you. If you combine all of this together, this intention stack, if you look at it, there is no screen involved at all. Coming to what happens for the world of marketing, there is a thought here because governance will be a huge question because if machines are able to decipher that close to our source of intentions, then where does governance start? So all those systems will have to come in place sometime in the future. And whichever big tech, maybe a new tech that comes in the future, whoever does this system well and thinks about governance, thinks about ethics, things about human beings at the core of it, that tech is going to win over. But what happens to marketing then? So if you're not prepping towards the information that AI agents will look at and understand, then you are lagging behind. And the way to think about this is if you look at my previous podcast where I've talked about it in one of my recent episodes, which is the AI ad apocalypse, then it's about hierarchical information. Whether you're putting information about your product, about your brand as translucently as specifically in boxes so that the AI agent can really understand what you are as a brand and product. On the other side, the brand trust still stays at the core. So this is how marketing would need to reshape itself. I hope you liked today's content. Whether you agree with me or not, do share your feedback with me in the comment section. Because the whole idea, my motto with the marketing guy is to come out with trending topics, with concepts, with systems that can keep us ahead of time so that we can prepare well. My name is Rachit Kapoor and you've been listening to the marketing guy. As I always emphasize, what really matters is that you take very good care of yourself. I will see you soon in the next episode.